Hey, what's happening, guys? I'm going to show you in this video how to do drywall knockdown texture, how to prep your mud, the tools you'll need to do it, so that whether you're an amateur or professional, you'll get a good job every time. Check it out. All right, so with knockdown, a couple things you'll need. A hopper. I recommend wall board. Makes a real good hopper. You can get them at Lowe's, Home Depot. A couple things. They come with 3 different size tips: small, medium, and large. You can spray knockdown real fine texture or a real heavy texture. I usually use the big tip, but I don't spray too fine. I think it doesn't look too good, and the heavier you spray, I don't think it looks too good. So I think if you keep it in the middle, nice medium texture, works great. Another thing that you're going to need is a compressor. You're going to want a compressor with a airflow control valve so that you can turn your pressure up and down. With knockdown, I'd probably take it down to about 40. It's really not going to do it right now, but to get you a good, you don't want it to spray too fast. It's going to spray too fine. So you want to bring the pressure down some so that you get a heavier, bigger knockdown texture. Okay, so once you spray your texture on, you're going to need a knife to knock it down. I recommend the plastic flexible knives so that you don't put too much pressure and flatten it down too much. These work really well. Alright, so first what we need to do is soup up our joint compound. You can use regular or lightweight joint compound. We want to soup it up, pretty soupy consistency. I've already got this one souped up pretty good, but I'm going to whip it up a little bit. You see that's pretty loose consistency there. So you want to be able to pour it into the hopper very easily. That's what we're looking for. And you just soup it up. Just use some water. Add water to it. All right, that's ready to go. Now, if you're mixing up a fresh bucket, obviously it's going to take a lot more water to soup it up to that consistency. So keep that in mind. Clean our mixing blade off. All right, so now that we got our mud mixed up, we're ready to go. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check my pressure on my presser. I don't want my pressure up too high. You see, it's going to even out here in a second. You don't want it too low, but you don't want it too high. I usually, maybe around 20 or 30 is pretty good. Fill up our hopper. You'll see the consistency you want. Pours in pretty easy. Now when you're doing this, you want to make sure you plastic off any trim, doorways, windows that you don't want to get overspray on, so that you ain't got to spend much time cleaning up stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a test patch on some plastic so I can see the consistency that I'm getting. spraying a little faster than I want it to, so I'm going to slow it down some. Now that I got my compressor, my airflow just right, I'm going to go ahead and spray another test pattern. That's pretty good. Yeah, just a little bit more. You just want to keep it consistent. Now once you spray it, you usually want to let it sit for a few minutes, start tacking up, and then you can knock it down. Okay, like I said before, when you go to knock it down, it's good to have these plastic flimsy knockdown knives because it doesn't put too much pressure on it. Now you want to go up or down. You don't want to go up and down and then go sideways because it's going to change the direction of the knockdown and it's not going to look as good. And you just go up, clean your blade off. You just go up again, clean your blade off. Time. That is your drywall knockdown. Now you can spray it heavier or you can spray it finer and it changes it, but I think the heavier you go, the uglier it looks, and the finer you go, the uglier.